Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just hours ago, the teaser trailer for Andor was released at Star Wars Celebration. The show will have a double premiere on August the 31st and run for a total of 12 episodes. This trailer was very good and has definitely exceeded my expectations. Let's get into the breakdown. The trailer starts off on an unknown planet, with a man walking to the top of some tower and slams some sort of metal object with two hammers. If I had to guess, this is showing Cassian's backstory. So this might be the planet that he grew up on. The man could be warning the residents of his town that the Empire is coming, maybe something like that. The second scene goes to a different planet where some people are farming, and in the background there's a ship crashing down through the atmosphere. I tried to get a good look at the ship, but I couldn't really make out what it was. I know some of you guys will have better knowledge of Star Wars ships, so let me know in the comments. If I had to take a guess, it might be a ship of the Empire's where the rebels have shot it down to take what's inside or something. It might even be a supply ship. It could be a new design altogether. At the end of this shot, they zoom in and focus on a young boy, which might be Cassian, but equally could not. Next we see a massive junk shipyard, with a droid travelling through the middle. I couldn't really recognize any specific ships. It kinda looks like a Star Destroyer being taken apart on the left, but I can also see the outline of an AT-AT. So I think this is definitely a ship breaking down yard. Now we get a shot of an Imperial facility or laboratory of some sorts. These people look like they do not want to be there, so maybe they're being forced to work, or simply their boss or someone higher up in the Empire has walked in on them and they are all afraid of him. We then see these characters here. Now we see this girl a few times in the teaser, so I think it's fair to assume she will have a fairly big role in the series. We can see Cassian in the background here, so she will definitely be a part of his crew. I really love these next few shots. People scrambling around their village, covering up their guns, and one man bangs on this bell of sorts to signify to the rest of their town that the Empire is coming. If the Empire saw their weapons, they would simply take them away. This could also be a cover-up of some rebellion against the Empire, but this may just be speculation. This shot gives me a Clone Wars vibe, with the modified LAAT making their way towards this village, no doubt filled with stormtroopers. Maybe the Empire caught wind of a potential rebellion on this planet and have come to sort them out. The next shot we see is some fire and destruction. I can't help but think this looks like the tip of an X-Wing or Y-Wing that has been destroyed, but I think this is wrong. However, the shot zooms in on the construction workers or engineer, so maybe the LAAT have fired upon the town, destroying a few buildings. This guy here wants nothing to do with the Empire, and closes down his shop. We then see this unknown girl, who's almost definitely a rebel, and now finally get to see stormtroopers controlling the town in the background. Now in the next shot we see some sort of authoritative force. Now I don't know if this is the Empire because it doesn't really look like their design. We can see some sort of emblem on their chest, but this isn't very conclusive. Maybe it's some local police that's been forced to work for the Empire. They knock on this guy's door, who answers, and I think he might be the same guy we saw from before. You can kinda tell by his frizzy hair, but they are also wearing different clothes, so it's kinda hard to tell. He seems like he could be the leader of the village, the one who rings the bell. And the Empire might want to make an example out of him, executing him or taking him away in front of the whole village in order to stomp out any rebel activity. This next shot is great, of the Imperial officers meeting. I love the white design, similar to that in the shot earlier. Now in the Empire, white has always kind of given off a factory, laboratory, or some sort of research innovation vibe. So maybe these are the leaders of some weapon project or other research project. Whereas the next shot we get the Imperials in their typical grey uniform. Now this to me definitely looks like Coruscant. Maybe an elevator to the levels below on the surface, something I would love for them to explore on Coruscant. I've been looking forward to seeing Coruscant in live action again. Something about the city planet just screams Star Wars to me. This also may not be Coruscant, but the air roads at the top of the shop help to indicate that it is. You don't see this on many other planets other than Coruscant. Now this next shot is 100% Coruscant. And tell me this doesn't look like Anakin landing on his ship when he makes his way to confront Mace and Palpatine. How good does it look to see Mon Mothma on this ship with a frightening look on her face, the look of someone who knows they're being watched. We then see her at some sort of event or party, which is really exciting to see and suggests that we'll be getting some sort of storyline on the politics of the Empire, and maybe the transition period from the Republic to the Empire. We have always seen how the rebellion has worked from a kind of army battle sort of point of view, but never the political side, which would be amazing to see. I love the fake smile on her face fading away. Something has gone wrong. She is definitely worried for her life and is being tracked down by Imperial agents. We don't know a whole lot about the people in this next shot, but I think we can assume they're with Cassian's crew. The girl on the middle left is the same that we saw in the earlier shots. Now a lot is unknown about Stellan Skarsgård's character, who I'm sure you guys will recognize from Thor, Pirates of the Caribbean, Good Will Hunting, and Dune. It looks to me that he is definitely someone high up in the rebellion, kind of a Sol Guerrero vibe. He might be the leader of his own faction. We get this great shot of him overlooking the Empire facility, the same one that was shown before. We've never seen anything like this next shot before, but it definitely looks like some kind of Empire facility, maybe a stormtrooper training grounds or research facility. This kind of looks like it can move out of the water or potentially under the water as well, because you can kind of see the water moving down. There are rooms for ships to land as well. In the next few shots we get a glimpse of the Empire facility, which makes me believe this is a prison. These definitely look like prisoners here, although I cannot see any handcuffs. I don't think this indicates a stormtrooper training ground, because they wouldn't be allowed to take off their helmets. Maybe it's a labor camp, it's hard to tell. Okay, we can actually see water falling here, so I think this is definitely the underground facility of the water shot that we got before. This guy definitely looks like the guy from the earlier shot, so maybe he is an Imperial after all. He has obviously been given the task to hunt down Cassian Andor and take care of him. And then we pan to him here, overlooking this town that he has just raided, maybe looking for Cassian. He could also be a part of a mercenary group hired to track down the rebels, maybe some collective bounty hunter group, I don't know. The next shot is what excites me the most. We get to see an actual Senate meeting take place and potentially Mon Mothma speaking out about the Empire to the whole galaxy. This would be amazing to see, and is what I'm looking forward to from the show the most. Mon Mothma has always spoken out against the Empire, and I would love to see some of the Empire's politics. Following this are a few fast shots. We see this Imperial woman on what she looks like the same planet as before, walking between these Imperials. I don't think these are purge troopers here. It then moves to another Imperial facility of some sort, where we can see a TIE fighter, and then this unknown cloaked figure walking at nighttime. This is the same group as before, and then this guy is back. He definitely has a big role to play in this series. Now this here is very interesting. These are definitely phase 2 clone troopers here, not stormtroopers. So maybe Temuera Morrison will show up in this series. I mean, if these clones speak, it has to be Temuera Morrison. Or someone has to lead this squad of clones. Why not Cody? Now it seems like Cassian steals this TIE fighter to escape or something like that. This to me is the perfect teaser trailer. It gives away nothing, but gives us a great vibe for the show. If I've missed anything, please let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.